Most of us investors like to invest for the big thing. We like looking for big ideas and long-term type of growing trends, and we try to invest in such industries to get exposure to this growing industry and actually make money over time. And especially new investors actually fall for this, type of investment strategy where they believe the only way to make money is look at the future and see what is the future, what is an industry that's growing, and just buy any stock in this specific industry so you get exposure so you don't miss out on the growth and on the future. And this way you could actually make massive amounts of money in the stock market, which is true. And I have seen recently a lot of interest around the AI stocks. A lot of new investors and even other investors are actually very much interested in the stocks. If you do some research on YouTube and you go on Google and stuff, there's a lot of articles, the videos on YouTube, anything around AI is getting a lot of attention, is getting a lot of views. You could even look at other companies that mention AI in their conference calls. Their stock goes up, 10 to 20%, even though they have, nothing to do with AI. So there's a lot of excitement around this industry. And I actually have a warning for investors that are trying to invest in AI type of stocks. Now, if I was on YouTube again, just to get popular and, get views and stuff, I would also be making AI stocks because this is what you're actually interested, into. And again, I have nothing against AI stocks. I have nothing against investing in the future. But before you actually invest in the future into the next big thing, you have to ask yourself, am I the only one that actually believe AI is the future, or do I see other people actually that believe AI is the future? Do I see advertisements on the television and on YouTube and Facebook about AI? Do I see other people also talking about AI? If the answer is yes, then you're most likely actually late to the party, and whatever you believe is the future, you're right, but it's most likely reflected in the price of whatever stock you're actually buying. And this is a mistake that most new investors actually made in 2021, whenever we had a lot of talks around the clean energy and climate change, saving the planet and all that type of thing, which are very important stuff. So people believe that clean energy is the future. So they try to get exposure to clean energy. They try to look for some, solar stocks, wind stocks, EV stocks like NIO, Rivian, and all those type of stocks to try to get exposure to clean energy. Why? Because clean energy is the future. And they were 100% right on this whole subject. But most of those stocks, including Tesla, and I have nothing against Tesla, but a lot of those type of stocks are still down 50, 60, 70, 80, even 90% from their high of 2021. Now, those investors were actually right that clean energy was the future, but because everyone else thought the same thing, it was reflected in the price, and it will most likely recover, but it's going to take some time before these stocks actually, recover. And investors did the same mistake with cryptocurrency. Many people believe that Bitcoin is going to overtake gold, and Bitcoin is the future, and cryptocurrency is the future in general in 2021, if you remember. And maybe they are 100% right. Maybe gold is going to zero, like many people, said, or whenever they said in 2021 that oil is going to zero, and then those coal stocks are no good. Well, in 2022, again, what happened? The coal stocks and the oil stocks, they went up between 50% to 100% in 2022. Why? Because investors gave up on them in 2021 to change clean energy. Why? Because it's the next big idea. And if you are an investor, a contrarian investor, you normally want to buy whatever investors really don't want to really be successful and not actually chase the next big trend. For example, this video actually says that, ChatGPT is killing Google stock. Now, that would personally get me pretty interested in Google if it's actually, killing Google stock. But to get back to my original point, maybe they are right that, Bitcoin is the future and all that type of stuff. But what happened after that? Bitcoin went down a lot from its highs, and a lot of those other cryptocurrencies like, the metaverse cryptocurrency and all those type of things. Now, why did this happen? Because investors, they were right whenever they were thinking that crypto is the future, but you were seeing ads on TVs saying fortunes favors the brave. And this is normally a sign of a top because everyone else have the same thoughts as you do, which really means that it's already reflected in the security price of whatever you are trying to buy. Whenever you want to buy something, you have to ask yourself, am I the only one that actually believes AI is the future, or do other people also believe the same thing? And this video is mainly for, newer investors that really want to buy, such stocks right now because they went up and because they have the fear of missing out. Now, if you're a trader or an investor that actually bought these type of stocks at 52-week close a couple of months ago, congratulations to you. You actually did amazingly well. And if you're a trader, you actually know, what you're buying, and you know when to actually take, profits on those stocks. You're not going to just, hold on them forever as they go down, later on in the future. But you have many stocks, again, like C3.ai, which most of you are familiar with it. The stock is up like 35% in one day on, pretty much nothing. Many other stocks around AI are getting the same type of movements, and this company is not expected to make a profit before 2025 and any meaningful profit before 2026, and is trading still at 7 times revenue for this company with not much revenue growth until pretty much 2026 or 2027. And we don't know if maybe there's a different technologies that's better by 2027. So it's really hard to pick those AI and technology stocks because there's a lot of change, and change is actually sometimes the enemy of the long-term investor, because you don't know which company is going to take which and which one is going to be, the dominant one, which is why many people go to NVIDIA stock, because NVIDIA is, again, a pretty big, a company. It's, well known and all that type of stuff. So NVIDIA can't go to zero. So NVIDIA has to have some type of role in AI. And they are 100% right. But if you look at where NVIDIA is trading, it's trading at 80 times enterprise value to EBITDA and around 56 or 57 times earnings. So you're paying 80 times EBITDA. Now the mean for this company is around 32 times EBITDA, or if you look at the past 5 years, it's around 47 times EBITDA. So you're pretty much paying, around pretty much double what you used to pay for NVIDIA for around 50% less growth than what you had before. NVIDIA was growing 52%, 61%, massive growth in revenues in 2021 and in 2022. And it's not expected to grow more than 23, 24%. Now, yes, maybe NVIDIA will beat this and will grow 30%. And this is normally something I don't bet on. I try to bet on the worst case scenario to protect my downside. But again, if you believe NVIDIA can grow 30%, you are still paying 80 times EBITDA, which is 50% more than what you paid for NVIDIA before it became a $550 billion dollar company. So again, I have nothing against AI. I have nothing against investing in the future, but I believe there's a massive bubble actually forming around the AI stocks, which maybe it's still in the early stages, and maybe if you're a good trader, you could buy some of those stocks and then sell them on euphoria and stuff before they go down. But if you're a long-term investor trying to chase a lot of those AI stocks, not because they are undervalued, not because you believe in them, but just because they went up and you are having the fear of missing out on the future or whatever, because you want to be part of this massively changing trend, and people will claim that price doesn't matter because TAM is unlimited and it's going to change the world and all that type of stuff. And again, you could end up being right that it's going to change in the world, but don't repeat the same mistake that you just did 2 years ago, trying to chase, the energy stocks, not the energy, I mean the clean energy stocks and those other type of things like cryptocurrencies, because everyone else thought, they were the future. If everyone else thinks they are the future, you're most likely, late to the party. Maybe you're not. Maybe these stocks can still double. I don't know. But what I'm trying to point out is that there's most likely a massive bubble forming around the AI stocks. And I'm personally, staying away from this industry because there's a lot of, euphoria and excitement. And this really never ends well whenever you have such, thing. So this was not really financial advice. I'm just trying to point out my opinion around AI and trying to warn newer investors not to overpay for anything, even though if it has unlimited TAM and even though if it's, the future. So thank you for watching this video. If you're interested in joining my own investment group where we pick a lot of stocks and do a lot of things in options, check out the link in the description below. So thank you for watching again. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please press the like button and maybe consider subscribing. So I hope to see you in another video.